Welcome, everybody, to the Notorious OTB, brought to you by the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. And folks, as always,
it's all good, baby. It was all a dream.
We used to read Blood Horse magazine. I got my Cuban links and tennis chain
yes,
on.
Yes, Cuban B.
Tennis.
Yeah. I'm your host, Chase Sessoms, the Wolf of Oaklawn.
I'd rather be trapped than lazy. Don't care what they say, I'ma do what pays me.
It happens every year about this time. Weaklings act like they lost their mind. Alphas reclaim the neighborhood. Rob the sheep and all the wolves get good. If you
Yes, joining me as always, you might know him as the Michelangelo of the crying Michael Jordan. He's your favorite capper's favorite capper. Ladies and gentlemen, Barry the Sniper Spears.
Hey, don't rub on that. You block that. You understand? That's alpaca. That's $25,000 alpaca. You block that shit. Right. You don't rub on. Put the club soda on there.
What's good, Barry?
Not much. Speaking of crying Jordans, surprisingly, there wasn't too many candidates this weekend with football starting up and everything. I think the Dolphins should get one, but other than that, it really was kind of quiet.
I think the Ravens should definitely get one because I went to sleep in the third
quarter. That wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. I mean, the Bills got some favorable calls.
Yeah.
And things kind of just aligned once again for the Bills to come back and win. But
oh man, well,
I'm not going to hold that against the Ravens, especially on the first game. So
yeah, that's fair.
If this was game like 10, yeah, they would definitely get it. But yeah, we'll give them a pass.
Well, Barry, we had a busy weekend for Oaklawn on the track. Did I say fizzy? I might have said fizzy. Did we?
No,
is it because the club soda that's fizzy? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We did the damn thing last week. Friday, the bets I put on my mama got home on a $22 play, paid $290 with the win bet and the try. And Gino, our guest, Gino Bacola, managed to put together just a banger 22-1 shot at Kentucky Downs. He turned a fat profit. And this is kind of like saying Tom Brady and I combined for 7 Super Bowls. When I say that, I turned a small profit too. Gino won $472. I won $103.80. So bordering on being able to buy some toilet cleaning chemicals on Amazon.
Yeah, you can buy a couple things.
That's the oh so sexy Vanderbeatty is in the chat. Yeah. Junior Mafia popping off. Alpaca Monday.
Oh, yeah.
Monday time. That's right. Let's make that alpaca money. Barry, let's go ahead. Let's jump in. Talk about what we're going to be talking about today. It's Monday, and on Monday, we don't mess with single bets. We like swingle bets because we pick them by the threes. That's right. It's time for Monday Pick Threes, and Barry and I look to keep the show hot this week. Today, we're stomping on new grounds for the show with the Monday Prairie Meadows card. Let's go ahead and pull up some past performance. We're talking Prairie Meadows Monday, the 8th of September, year of our Lord, 2025. Post time for this card opens with 4 quarter horse races at 3:30 Eastern. Post time for the thoroughbred racing is going to be 5:11 Eastern, 4:11 God's time, and 2:11 Pacific time out on the Pacific Coast. And Barry, because of how numbers work, you are going to be leading us off today in race 8, 5.5 furlongs, $15,000. Non-winners of one something. I'm not here to read your fucking conditions. Optional claiming on the dirt. Barry, go ahead, kick it off with this pick 3. Oh, whoa, don't kick it off just yet. Now you may commence.
Yeah, so this I thought was a kind of a easy race. I hate to say that because that'll mean that the longest shot on the board will win, and I don't have it. But I thought this was a real straight up race, to say the least. I really thought the 3 Hidden Vase is lone speed here. I know you'll see the 2 Now We Go. One last time going wire to wire by 9, but that was in a maiden 20. And that horse got a 57 buyer. In Hidden Vase's last race was a 5.5 on the main track on August 18th. and they got a 65 buyer in the allowance conditions. Drops in today. They should be loan speed. I like the 3, and we're also going to use the 5. Gunite Max was running some real good races at Prairie Meadows last year. Won to break the maiden. The second in the second level allowance race or optional claimer, 75,000. Then went in the Prairie Meadows debutante and got thumped. Then went over to Remington, ran good there. Went over to Oaklawn, ran good there. Went in the Honeybee, got thumped. Went in another stake at Oaklawn and got thumped and went to the shelf. Shows up here, probably a real nice logical spot. 19% trainer, getting one of their better go-to kind of riders in Kylie Jordan. So we're going to use the 3 and the 5 to get out of race 8.
You roll it into the hump day leg, the middle leg, 6 furlongs, $5,000 maiden claiming on the dirt, about the lowest level that exists. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I found it interesting that the 1 acting up is 5-2 on the morning line. This horse really hasn't proven to be much of anything. I know the last race, the horse woke up. There was no real changes or anything other than the fact that this horse went from Oaklawn to Prairie Meadows, and that was back in May. Ran a couple of okay races, one at the $5,000 level, one kind of at the $10,000 level, was way back behind 2 other horses. And then the last race really had her own way up front and just spit it out and lost. I don't know how you can come back from that, especially going from that mile run down to 6 furlongs. Just doesn't seem like a real good spot for a horse like Acting Up, and they made this horse the favorite on the morning line. So we're going to try to bet against this one. We're going to use the 2 top review. Dropped in 2 races ago, or 3 races ago, or 2 races ago, sorry, into this level of competition. Ran pretty good that day. I'll forgive the last race just in general as being a lower level type horse. So we're going to use top review with Tyler Bacon. We're going to use the 5 simplified with Kylie Jordan, another speed horse, second time at this level. I like that angle quite a bit. And we're going to use the 8, the wife found out. A horse that should be sitting a little bit off the pace, should get a nice trip from the outside. So we're going to use the 2, 5, and 8 in race 9.
Then you roll it into race 10 where you finish it off 6 furlongs, 35,500. Not where there's a 1 something allowance on the dirt, also going 6 furlongs. What are we doing here?
Yeah, there's a lot of speed in this race, and we're going to go to the number 2, our single.
Yes, I'm singing. I want to mingle.
You want to mingle?
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to mingle because we're going to mingle with number 2, Gluckstat. This horse, funny enough, is the only horse that actually has won at this particular level. This horse won a race similar to this on July 12th at Prairie Meadows, no less, and kind of won going away. There really isn't anybody that has done that here. The 5 comes close and was in some state-bred stake races, but hasn't won since May 11th of last year, and has quite a few races since then. Has been coming close but not winning. So we're going to side on the fact that this horse is going to get caught up in the speed up front and doesn't like to finish races off. You have Biombo, the 6 with a lot of speed, the 7 Veil with a lot of speed, and this might put Gluckstat in a really good position. I'm a little worried about how far back this horse is going to be early, but if the pace kind of shapes up the way it should, at least on paper, Gluckstat should be coming really fast late. So we're going to use the 2 to close out our pick 3, a $5 pick 3 too.
There you go. The upped the base. Quick note: Gluckstat was actually owned by the friend of the show, John Holloman, who they got a win as the favorite at Oaklawn Park, and the horse got claimed out of that win. So look at that. There are all sorts of connections.
Full circle.
It's all connected. Real quick before I hit my pick 3, guys, don't forget, we got a contest going. If you can identify where this rap lyric came from, the song and the artist, you will win a $50 gift certificate to the SGPN store so you can get some Notorious OTB gear. And for the people who are just doing audio, the lyric is, "Gangsta shit in my DNA. I just can't explain that. Even if I die, tell my enemies I remain that." All right. Here we go. Barry,
Did you get responses?
Huh? Not a single one. Come on,
Dang
guys.
it.
You don't fucking like free money. Come on, guys. Come on.
Real.
So Barry, we are in some of the similar races. The bad news is we definitely can't be double cashers, the ticket smashers, because we did not use any of the same horses in the 2 legs where we overlap. So I kicked mine off race 9, the $5,000 maiden claimer on the dirt. And I'm going to get skinny and really up the base wager amount in this race. I've got what feels like 2 pretty good singles and 2 legs of this pick 3 and can stay skinny in the middle with 2 horses. So I'm going to up the base and fire away in the 6 furlong, $5,000 maiden claimer. I'm going to go single in a field here so far. Oh, let's go ahead and get James Brown.
Now, the women love you when you get out there. Why do you think that is?
What'd you say?
The women love you when you get out there.
Why is that, ladies?
Well, I'm asking you.
Huh?
Why is that, lady?
My grandpa used to make that same noise, so that's but anyway, I'm singling this in a field of career losers so far, but these races are typically won by horses that go to lead because passing other horses is a learned skill, and no one in this field seems to have learned that skill yet. So I'm in a single who I see as the speed of speed in this race to start my pick 3, and it's going to be the horse that Barry hates, especially because it's a favorite on the rail. Number 1, Acting Up, 5-2. Acting Up hopefully doesn't act a fool when they break the gate in this race, because he should be the speed of speed on the rail, and the horse I think ultimately ends up taking this thing gate to wire. Tyrone Gleason drops this one down to the lowest maiden claiming level from a maiden 10 into a maiden 5, and I believe it's Alberto Pusek, I can't remember which one, retains the mount after putting up a career best buyer in the last out start. Sadly, that buyer is a 45, and even more sadly, that 45 towers in comparison to some of these horses. So I'm going to take the horse that's fastest on paper and should win based on the race shape and horse tendency. And like I mentioned, I am singling. I roll it into race 10, my hump day leg, which we mentioned was the 6 furlong, 35,500 on winners of 1, something claiming. I think that this race likely falls apart on the front end. So we kind of agreed there with 3 horses that look like very weak-hearted early speed. I don't anticipate any of these 3 being able to run the other 2 speeds into the ground and then have enough to hold off the 2 horses I've got in this race to come from off the pace, who are the 2 horses I used on my ticket. My top pick is going to be the number 4 on a hunch, 4-1. First, I just want to say I love Tyler Bacon. Like, he might make a name for himself given how he rode at Oaklawn this past meet. He's tearing it up on the Midwest circuit and having a killer Prairie Meadows meet, winning at a 24% clip this meet. But even more importantly, he's winning at a 33% rate when he teams up with Jean Jacques, who's this one means he's 12 of 36 at this meet with old Gene J. I'm just going to say, because I'm probably butchering that last name. This is one of the horses that's an Iowa bred, and when Prairie Meadows isn't running, On a Hunch isn't running. So there was a lot of time on the shelf, and I got a hunch that On a Hunch is finally hitting top form after being on the shelf for so long over the winter. I think that On a Hunch might take back a little further than the norm, but he's managed to do just that and win behind competitive paces before. The other one I'm using is going to be the number 1, Rockin' the Dad Bod at 5-1. This is the other horse I like to come from off the pace. I think fits the race shape. So no muss, no fuss. We go 2 deep there with the 1 and the 4. And then I finish it out in the finale, 8 furlongs, $5,000 claimer. This race shape tells me that there's 1 horse and only 1 horse that can win this race. So I'm once again singled in this leg. And my single is going to be the number 5, Fire Brian at 7-2. Fire Brian was running down at Oaklawn in the winter and spring and running against much tougher And not just from a claiming price standpoint, but a competition standpoint. Because in his last 5 races, he's faced 5 horses that went on to win their next out start. They've elected not to train this horse since August 2nd, with 2 races following that August 2nd workout. And I think that maybe that time off of the work tab might play well here. When Fire Brian gets the lead and sets soft fractions, he's capable of winning, and I think he does just that there. So I finish it off with the single, Fire Brian, at 7-2. I don't ever know how to feel, Barry, whenever we are in the same races for the most part and do not see things exactly the same.
Yeah, it's always quite the conundrum.
It's quite the conundrum. It breeds contention between you and I. It's not good for our relationship. We might have to talk about that in our couples therapy. Barry, how do you feel about wrapping up picks?
I think we should.
Is mandatory. Barry, go ahead.
So we're going race 8 in our $5 pick 3. The 3 and 5, race 9, the 2, 5, and 8, race 10, the 2, $5 pick 3 for $30 to the hoop. Stand in line. Bang.
There we go. Bang, bang, bang. And don't forget, he's going to the hoop, so that means
I love dunking, guys. What are you talking about?
Barry, my Monday Prairie Meadows pick 3 starts in race 9. I'm going to use the 1 single there in race 9, race 10, the 1 and 4, and then I'm finishing up with yet another single in race 11, the number 5, Fire Brian. What you got on tap for the rest of the day, Barry?
Not much. Just kind of hanging out, doing Monday stuff.
Just doing Florida stuff. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Fishing?
Well, yeah. I'm not going to tell you guys what I'm doing because I feel like that's personal. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for us here at the Notorious OTB, brought to you by the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. And we will be back tomorrow, same time, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. God's time. We're going to be talking long shots. And when we talk long shots, we're going to be talking long shots at Louisiana Downs. So let's get after it. We will see you then. We love you. Bye-bye.